So let's say that you are creating your own Godot game, so everything is working fine, your game is looking exactly as you want, but there's exactly one line of code, okay, one even part, just a part of a line of code that could directly demonstrate that you are a beginner in Godot, because if you are writing get parent, it means that indeed you are still a Godot, a beginner Godot developer. So in this video, I will show you the disadvantages of this, how to fix it, and most importantly for you to understand everything, okay? So first of all, this is a super simple game that I have created. And if we check, okay, the code, this is the coin script, okay, attached to exactly that, to the coin, but this principle can be applied to any game, 2D, 3D, whatever it is. So basically, when the player collects with a coin, what we do is update the coins and play a coin audio, and then we just delete the coin. So what happens here is that we have to kind of connect the coin to the user interface, which is the canvas layer. So if we take a look at the hierarchy, okay, the coins are over here, for example. So how can these coins connect to the canvas layer? What you could think of is, okay, I get the parent, then I get the parent again, then I get the parent again, and from here I get the node canvas layer. That would work. The problem with that is that it depends on the node hierarchy. So what happens if then I don't want to have these containers divided in two, and I want to have directly the coins container over there? What will happen is that the previous path will break, because now we just have to do two get parents, whereas previously, so here we have one get parent, the second get parent, but previously we used to do one get parent, another get parent, and another get parent, since the coin is inside of the container. So there the code would actually break, and you may think, oh, but I just replace one get parent, I delete one get parent, and that's all. Yes, that would work, but once again, that's not expandable code. Once you start off creating more and more complex things, that is probably your main aim, you will have to really adjust these things, because imagine if in a game you would have lots of spawners or lots of things that are spawning, and you're all the time reorganizing your hierarchy for different reasons, because of course the more complex your game gets, the more nodes you will have, and therefore the more times you will be reorganizing your hierarchy to keep it nice and tidy. So you can't be all the time going to the code and modifying get parent, and also it's not pretty clear. So there are three ways of fixing this. The first one is the one that you can see over here, which is the easiest one. That's why I have it here as an example, which is using groups. The second one is using signals. And the third one, which I will put it as sometimes, which is using auto loads or singletons, okay? So the first one is just using groups. So what you can do is to create a new variable, okay? In this case, I use here also static typing, okay, which is basically here this class name inside of the canvas layer script. This will basically allow me to have auto completion. So if I don't type it like that, when I grab the canvas layer and I want to call update coins, which is, as you can see, a method over here, I can still type it and everything works fine, but I don't get auto completion. But if I do have the type over there, Godot knows that that is a class name, and therefore it should access the methods, variables, whatever I need from that script. So that is just a side note. And then the only thing I do is do get tree dot get first node in group, and I just grab it using the group, as you can see. So once that I have access to that object, I just call update coins, okay? And in reality, I just do the same thing for the coin audio, because what happens, remember, is that the coin is automatically deleted. So if I wanted to have the coin audio over here, what would happen is that, okay, the coin gets deleted, the audio gets deleted as well at the same time. So no audio is actually played. That's why it has to be like an object that is not destroyed. So it's the same thing. I just access the type of node that I'm accessing using a group, and I just play it. As simple as that. So that is for using groups, basically, okay? So we have already seen it, so I will just add there a couple of X's to say, okay, that we have already seen this method. Now, the other one is basically using signals. I believe that in this one, I don't have any signal. No, I don't. So I will show you how you would be able to implement signals um, to also avoid using get parent. Now, for you to know the groups, the advantage is that it's the easiest method, but maybe it's not the cleanest, okay? Because all the time you will need to do the same procedure, to follow the same procedure, so it may not be that clean. And you all the time have to create a new group, so you would end up having lots of groups over there. Once again, for a beginner, for somebody that is starting out, it's probably the best solution since it's the easiest. Signals are still easy to understand, but we can have more trouble actually understanding them. So let me just do it with update coins. So I will create my signal here, and I will call it here coin collected, okay? And what I will do, I will just comment these two lines using Control K, okay? And I will just emit this signal, okay? In reality, what you will see is that if you go to the coins, you will now see in the signals here a new signal. So you can technically connect this to the canvas layer and it will work. But lots of times, for example, you don't spawn coins manually in the level, but they are spawned as the player plays. And also in every single coin, you have to do that connection, and also it's pretty, maybe not super efficient, okay? So basically that, or you could even combine both solutions and say, okay, I get the canvas layer in the ready function, and in that ready function, once I have access to the canvas layer, I connect that signal to that canvas layer. But once again, you would there be using groups as well, because we don't want to use the get parent to access this canvas layer, so it's not the best option because we are combining both methods. So I will show you how you could actually do it. So once again, this could really depend on whether you are instantiating your coins manually before the game is played, if you have a platformer game as this one or something similar, or if you have your coins being instantiated as the game goes by, okay? The procedure could be a little bit different, but you will understand its basics because they are pretty similar. So what we have to understand is that, okay, yes, here we are emitting this signal, so this signal is called, but it's not connected to any node, so it is just a message that is sent, let's say. So, and also remember that we have multiple coins, so what we have to do in the canvas layer is to get all the coins and connect to all the signals that all these coins have, and there do what we need to do. So how we're gonna be doing it is doing the following. I will go to the object in which I want to do something when the coin collected signal is emitted. So when I want to update the coins, so that will be my canvas layer. And in the ready function, I need to get access to all the coins. So all these coins, they don't belong to a group, I believe. So let's just make them belong to a group. So I will go to the scene, add a new group, coin, and there I will have it. I will save the changes, and as you can see now, all of them have this group. So what we need to do here is to get all these coins. How we're gonna do it is create a new variable, which I'm gonna call coins. This is gonna be an array of nodes. And I will just super quickly get all the nodes. So get tree.get nodes in group, in this case coin. So there we have our coins array. And now what I want to do is to create a for each, or in reality in Godot it's called for something in range. So I will make this one for coin, for variable coin, which is gonna be node in coins. We have to do something. So I actually sometimes like to call it coins array just to be more emphatic. So coins array. Okay, and now we have access to each individual coin of this collection. Once again, the syntax here in Godot, I don't like it. It's better to understand this as for each, okay, coin in a collection, in this case in the coins array collection, do something with each of these elements. But anyway, this is the syntax that we have in Godot. So what do we want to do with every single coin? First of all, I don't want this to make it an array of nodes. I want this to have a custom class name if possible. So maybe something like that, and let's save it. So let's make this an array of coin and a variable of type coin. Okay, and now what we can do is basically do coin dot So in reality here it must be an array of nodes, because Godot, for some reason, when you do it like this, it doesn't allow you to do it. So you must type it here as node, but once you define it here, it can be with the class name. And also you don't have to type here the var keyword, okay? If not, you're gonna receive an error, okay? Just for you to know that. So once that syntax is correct, you can actually access this signal, and you can manually connect to it. So coin collect, as you can see, I get auto completion thanks to static typing, and I can directly call connect, and this requires the receiver function. So how this is usually called, it's with an underscore, because it is a private function. So it's a function that is only called inside of this script. It's usually also added an on, okay, because it's a receiver function of an event, or sorry, of a signal, which is, let's say, an event that has occurred. Then after the on, we have the class name, okay, which is coin, or the object type, it's a coin. On coin, and even sound a little complicated, but on coin collected, and update coins is not put over there. On coin collected. Once again, on is just the preposition that is usually put over here to make it clear that this is a receiver function of a signal. Then you put another underscore and the class name, which is coin, and then the signal name. Okay. Now you basically copy this name, paste it over there, and there the connection has finished. So once again, pretty simple still to understand, but well, we do have to understand other things. So now when we play the game, we should see the exact same result. Right? So we still increase the coins and do whatever we need to do. And once again, we don't use get parent. As you can see, of course, it's maybe more complicated than just call get parent, but it's more expandable. You also just improve your logic a little bit more. You gain knowledge, etc., about more stuff, because you learned about for each loops, or for in something loops. You also learn a little bit about arrays, groups, connecting manually to signals. So by the way, this connect, the only thing that it's doing is, okay, go to the coin, as you can see, then go to the coin collected signal, okay, we are in this step, and then connect, and this requires a receiver method in a certain script. In this case, we are on our script on the canvas layer, and the receiver method is on coin collected. So as you can see, by the way, the receiver method, you can see that the syntax is exactly this one. Where else can you see the signal? When you connect the area, for example, so on body entered, for example, over there you can see the same naming convention. Or also, once again, if we wanted to connect this coin to the player, we see that this is the receiver method. So if you don't want to type it manually, you can technically just copy this receiver method and paste it, okay? But once again, understanding why it's named like that is pretty useful. If you enjoyed how I teach and you want to learn more about Godot, I have my own Godot course. Once again, link in the description down below. As you can see, it has amazing reviews, a huge number of students right now that are currently enjoying and learning a lot. So once again, link in the description down below. And if you also want to learn Unity, once again, this one has no reviews because it's a 21.5 hour course. So all the students here, they had no even one student have already finished the course because it's so long and it covers so much surface. But you can still see that it has a huge number of people already enrolled in. So once again, link in the description down below. And not only that, but I also have a new Godot course that is in draft mode right now, because it's under review, but it's gonna be soon available for all of you. Once again, it has 11 hours of content, so it's much longer. It has 2 practice tests, it has assignments, it has like lots of things. It has even quizzes, okay, as you can see, to check that you have learned everything. So it really has lots of things here that no other course has, or not lots of courses have. Currently it's in draft mode. Maybe when you see this video it's already live, but once again, the link is gonna be in the description down below. Enroll right now in any of these courses, and I will see you in the next one.